Hey, this is Coach Kelly. Just put up a digital form of our parent meeting that we had on August 8th and really just running through what we did on that day, whether you want to go back and watch it after attending the meeting or you weren't able to make it. You can get all the information here. The very first thing that was discussed, Coach James, our new athletic director, came up and visited with us a little bit about the season passes. And the season passes, the links to those will go out after Bear Fest. And then also he talked about reserved parking. If that's something that you're interested in, we'll send the link out in the GroupMe messages and get that out to you after Bear Fest. And we'll talk about Bear Fest later on as we go. Also, Miss Shea came up and talked with us about recovery and injuries, and if there's any chance that your son was needing to go to ortho, we need to talk with her. She can set that stuff up a lot easier than you can, and she can also get us in a little bit quicker. And also there's a clinic every Saturday that Miss Shea sends out into the GroupMe with all the information so that if your son is injured, hurt, they can send them into that free clinic and get them looked at that morning. So a lot of good resources there from Miss Shea that can be utilized in a lot of different ways. Another thing that Coach James mentioned that I want to go back to is with insurance. There is kind of a misconception that the school pays for everything. There is a supplemental insurance that can cover $500, but in the case of an injury, the school is not the ones that are going to be covering that cost. It's going to go through your insurance. There is just a little bit of supplemental insurance that can help you out there as well. But if that is the case, just get with us and we can help walk you through the process and figure all that out with you. Next thing we jumped into, obviously, is my first season here. We want to talk about just a typical game week. And right here, if you're looking at a typical game week, which the first little bit of school, probably the first 2 weeks, is a little bit odd, and we'll talk about that as well. But Monday practices are going to be done by 4:30. Then JV games are after. They vary from location to location and time to time. Sometimes we're playing at 5:30, 6, 6:30, just kind of depending on the location and what's going on before. When we're at home, they start at 6:30 because we'll have a 7th grade game before that. But we do have the complete schedule, 7 through 12, that we'll look at the very end of this video. So Mondays, JV games, and who plays JV? Basically, if you're not a senior and you don't have just a huge impacting role where you're playing probably 50% of the snaps on a Friday night, you're going to play JV. And the position coaches will make sure their players know before the first JV game in each subsequent week who's going to be playing the JV. It's a great way for our guys to get reps and continue to build our program even when they're not able to play on Friday night. Our Tuesdays, Wednesdays practices, we're going to be done by 5:15. And by done, I mean we'll be getting off the field by that time. And I had a couple of guys ask me about possibly working and stuff in the afternoon. So 5:15 is when we'll be done on Tuesday and Wednesday at the very latest. And then on Thursday, hopefully we'll be done by 4:45. At 4:45 is the latest I would think that most days will be done. Well before 4:45. So that should, whenever we get used to those practices, happen a lot quicker. Then our Fridays, game days, we're going to keep the guys here, whether it's a home game, away game. We're going to feed them. We're going to take care of them. So there's really no need to bring food, come pick them up, or anything like that. We're going to keep them at the field house, take care of them all the way up till game time. And our attendance policy, as far as if you don't make a practice, you're not going to play. You have to be at every practice, just like at work. The Friday night, the games are the reward, they're the payday. So we got to make sure that they're there. If they're not there, they're not going to play. And that's our rule, 7 through 12. Got to make all week of practice or you're not going to be able to play. So this is just one of those things that we're setting that standard now. And it's just the way it's going to be because we're going to reward the guys that put in the work throughout the week. Also, penalty box, whenever you miss a day or maybe you're in trouble at school, whatever it is, we'll put you in the penalty box. It's plate pushes, up, downs, just a way to reinforce the types of behavior that we want in our program. So just one of those things, if you're in the penalty box, you're not going to play either. You have to have all the penalty box taken care of as far as the pushes, the yards, to be able to play on Fridays as well. Like we talked about earlier, August is a little bit different. And Monday, August 11th, first day of school, we're going to get into somewhat of a routine. Saturday, August 16th, so the first Saturday that we're in school, we have Bear Fest is going to start at 7. And what we're going to use Bear Fest for, we're going to work on our pregame. We're going to condense that a little bit. We're going to go out, we're going to do a little bit of a pregame so we know what we're doing whenever we go out on Tuesday to the scrimmage. And then the ones will go for probably a drive or two. And then the twos will play quite a bit. And then the threes and the younger guys that may not play as much at BB are going to get a lot of that time to get out there and perform. But everybody's going to get in. Everybody's going to play. Just that's going to vary how much they play depending on how much they're going to play at BB as well. So we're going to save some of our legs for Tuesday, August 19th. So the very next Tuesday. So after we have Bear Fest on Saturday, Tuesday, August 19th, we've got a scrimmage at BB and tentatively scheduled to start at 7. We have the 9th grade scrimmage there before. And the format of that, we're going to play half of football and special teams are going to be dead. Second half, we're going to just do drives with the younger guys and let those guys play until everybody gets in and we get enough football, and then we'll go home. So right there, 1 half of football, and then after that, we're going to drive against each other there in the second half. The other thing that's really cool is Thursday, August 28th. So we play Tuesday the 19th, and then 9 days later, on Thursday, we're playing the very first high school football game in the state of Arkansas against Maumelle at Sylvan Hills. It's going to start at 7. Going to be on TV as well. So that's going to be a really fun atmosphere, something a little bit different for our guys. And, of course, the schedule is going to be a little bit different as well. So one thing that I do need from you is I need help on getting our guys to practice on Friday. So, obviously, we're going to have a big game against Maumelle. It's going to be fun. But on August 29th, the day after that first game, we got to get our guys there because I'm going to try to give you guys Labor Day off. So, Monday, September 1st, Labor Day, we're going to give you guys off since we're able to get that Monday practice in on that Friday. So that's going to be really helpful for us. And then on Tuesday is, again, this schedule right there at the very beginning is a little bit odd. So on Tuesday, we're going to have a JV game against Sheridan. Just another one of those small scheduling details that are a little bit off there at the beginning of the year. Again, JV game is going to be Tuesday, September 2nd versus Sheridan. That's going to be at home. So that's going to make that a little bit easier on us for that Tuesday practice as well. So just understand that in August, once we get through September 2nd, then we're going to get into a bit of a routine where we're playing JV on Monday, varsity on Friday, and our practice schedule is going to be very similar. One question that we did have was on Friday, August 29th, what time would we be done with practice? Because it's not on the practice schedule. We'll be done that day by 5 at the latest. Hopefully a little bit earlier than that, but Friday, August 29th, we'll be practicing until 5, and then we'll be done. We give you guys that 3-day weekend so you can rest, recuperate, maybe get out of town a little bit there as school is getting started. And just for some more information, our travel guidelines, whenever we're traveling within about an hour, which that's 8 out of 10 of our varsity games and every single one of our JV games, we're going to ride the bus over to the game, and we're going to ride the bus back. We're just going to hop on. So typically, we're not going to go in there and get changed. We're probably going to dress at our own locker room and then go over there and just play football, hop back on the bus, and get back. So really not going to have anybody getting checked out for those games. We do have 2 games that are a little bit further. We're going to Jonesboro, going to El Dorado. Both of those are around 2 hours, maybe a little bit over 2 hours. And if you're hoping to check your son out for that game, that's fine. All they have to have is they need to have an email to their position coach. So those would be against Jonesboro and El Dorado. Email the position coach by Thursday prior to the game, letting them know that they're going to check them out. Come find the position coach with your son and check out and with that position coach so we can see you and make sure that they're going with the person that they claim that they're going with. So just those 2 games. If you're trying to ride back with them, just make sure you send that email, and then we'll sign you out with your position coach. Next thing I want to talk about is just the start of school. And there are a couple things that they're really emphasizing this year. And first thing, talk about only mesh or clear backpacks. So that may be a little bit different than in the past. That there's no exceptions to that. That's a safety issue. And then no head coverings is something they're going to emphasize this year. And then obviously everybody knows about the no cell phone. This is going to be one of those things that I think is going to end up being a really good thing for our student athletes, and it's going to allow them more time to interact with each other, just be human beings, talk, and all that. So I think this is going to be a really good thing. There are going to be some growing pains early, and we understand that, but this is a state rule that we're going to have to abide by, and just understand it's going to be one of those things that they're going to take very seriously. We don't want to have anybody miss practice, and of course, if you miss practice, you're missing the game because of a cell phone issue. We want to make sure that we're doing a great job encouraging that, and I really think that by the time that everybody gets used to this, I think this is going to be a great thing for all of our kids. Next thing, talk about academic eligibility. Obviously, you got to maintain a 2.0 GPA. The previous semester, that's how you're eligible. If you're below a 2.0, there is a way to be eligible. Have to at least pass 4 classes, and by passing, that means a D. You may participate if you're enrolled in SIP, and there's a lot of different rules and stipulations between SIP, but it requires 100 minutes a week of academic work with Coach James to be eligible, and of course, you have to stay out of trouble. You can't have any unexcused absences. There are a couple of other things that just stipulate that to make sure that you're eligible, but there is a way to be eligible even if you don't have 2.0 GPA, but it's going to take some work to make sure that we're getting our grades right. Continue to work towards that 2.0 GPA. Last couple things I want to hit on before we show you the overall schedule is our number 1 rule. Really, the only rule we have is be a great teammate, and that covers pretty much everything that we have. That means we want to be on time, we want to treat people with respect, take care of your stuff, all that. Just, hey, be a great teammate. And that's really what we talk about most of the time as far as our rules. And then right here, as you see, there's a QR code. You can scan that if you're not in the group me yet, and that should help you get some information. Coach Hamilton takes care of that, sends out messages to the parents of upcoming events, different things that they may need. All right, so that's pretty helpful to be in that group me, and you get those messages right to your cell phone. And again, right here, I'm just going to put the complete schedule. This is the varsity schedule and the JV schedule here on the screen. If you want to screenshot that or do whatever you need to do with that, and also go down and show the 8th, 9th, and 7th grade as well, so that if you have younger kids in those grades, you can see that complete schedule. We've got it right here just on one page. If you need me to send that to you, I can send that to you really easily. So as we're looking at the schedule, maybe screenshotting it, I just want to say I appreciate you. And everything that we've done at Sylvan Hills, I've enjoyed it, and that's because of your kids. They've really bought in and made working at Sylvan Hills and working towards where we want this program to be really enjoyable, because they're great kids and they work their butts off trying to get where we want them to go. So that's a testament to you guys, and I really appreciate everything that you do, and I'm really looking forward to this year. I know we all are. All the coaches are excited, kids are excited, so we're looking forward to a fun year.